Good evening, Vijay. This is
Good evening.
Engels. How are
Yeah,
you?
please go ahead, sir. Very good, sir. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you. I
Yeah,
will check
thank
with
you.
Vignesh whether we can start the event. Once we
Sure.
once we get the go ahead from Vignesh, we'll start.
Sure.
Good evening, all. I think we can go ahead and start the session. Vijay, is that okay?
Yes, sir. It's fine. I can
Okay.
start.
I will give a very brief introduction and then I will hand over the stage to you. Good evening, everybody. I am Dr. Engels, Associate Dean for Placement and Training at PSG College of Technology. I wish you all a very pleasant evening today. Placement and training at PSG College of Technology has been tirelessly working towards enabling our students to have great career paths. And in that regard, we always engage professional service providers, be it training or other aspects of preparation for career. And FACE has been one of our long-term provider, training provider and partner in training our students to face the interviews and to basically prepare them for career skills development, which will be useful throughout their life. And in that regard, today we have another program, which is basically given to us through FACE, and it's a LinkedIn program. And we are sure that this program will actually enable our students to have a lot more exposure. It will also allow our students to explore further options, many other options than what are traditionally available in the market. And we are also very sure that there are the learning opportunities available in LinkedIn will also help our students to prepare themselves very well for the oncoming placement season. So Vijay has basically graciously accepted to our request, and they have partnered with LinkedIn, and they are offering our students a special offer. And Mr. Vijay will give us the details on this. I request our students to very carefully listen to this lecture, ask their questions at the end of the session, and look forward to get a lot of benefits through this program. Thank you. Mr. Vijay, the stage is yours. You can take forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Engels, sir, for the introduction. Good evening, everyone, to this session. We meet after a very long time. So I hope you're all doing well. Today's session is being organized in partnership with your college, FACE, and LinkedIn. So LinkedIn in the last year has taken additional efforts to reach out to the student community. And they are offering two things through this session. One is training you to best use LinkedIn. Second, they're also giving you a 6-month free premium subscription with which you can do a lot more than what you can normally do in a regular LinkedIn account. So I'm going to explain all these details in today's session. So if you have any doubts, it will help to make a note of it in a rough sheet or a notepad. Most likely your doubts will get answered before the end of the session. If it does not, I'll open the last 15 minutes for Q&A in which you can ask very specific questions. All right. So let me just share my screen. Vigneshwar, if you can help me with the share access. Yeah, thank you. So, screen visible.
It's visible your screen.
Yeah, right. Thank you. So we'll get started. So what we are going to look at today is advanced use of LinkedIn. So you might have already used LinkedIn as a member who is self-taught. So we've for the current third years we've also done a bit of LinkedIn overview in one of the courses, credit courses itself. LinkedIn and Internshala we looked at briefly, but today we're going to look at all the features that are crucial for a graduating student, and that will help you use LinkedIn to the fullest potential and also your premium account to the fullest potential, right? So on 9th April, you would have gotten an email to your student email account from team@faceprep.online. Now, around 3:45 to 4 p.m., you would have got this. That is your individual LinkedIn upgrade URL. So if you click that, once you log into your LinkedIn account, if you click that, it will upgrade your regular account into a premium account for the next 6 months. So this is the main premise. I'll introduce this again towards the middle point of this session, right? In case you did not get it, please check your spam and promotions folder. If there also you don't find it, you can reach out to internship coordinator, Mr. Vigneshwar, and he can help you with that. So with finding your specific link, right? So in your college ID, please look for an email. It will say LinkedIn upgrade. The subject line will be LinkedIn upgrade. It would have been sent on 9th April, 3:45 to 4 p.m. If it's not there in your inbox, check spam and promotions folder. All you have to do is click that link. If you don't have a LinkedIn account also, you can click it and create a LinkedIn account. From the beginning itself, you will get a premium account, right? For the next 6 months. If you already have a LinkedIn account, you can click it from your account and it will upgrade it. Now, your LinkedIn account need not be associated with the PhD Tech email ID. Even if you have a LinkedIn account associated with your Gmail ID or Yahoo ID, that link will still work, right? So make sure you're logged into your account and then you click the link. When you click the link, it will ask you, it will kind of show you this process, what you get with the free premium subscription. You just have to read everything and click upgrade, right? So you get a few additional features with LinkedIn. I will go into that after I talk a little bit about LinkedIn, right? So LinkedIn is like a professional network, right? So we all know social network, right? Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and all those social network. LinkedIn is a professional network. Now on this, you can do three things. You can network with other professionals. You can search for jobs. You can do learning, right? So these are three things you can do. When I say search for jobs, I'll kind of expand that and say search for opportunities. So it could be searching for jobs. It could be connecting with a prospective higher education institution. It could be trying to, get co-founders for your business idea or a startup. It could be anything, right? So first one is networking. Second one is looking out and finding opportunities, including jobs, internships. The last one is learning. So LinkedIn is like not just a networking platform. It offers much more than that, right? Now, to put it very simply, LinkedIn is like your default digital version of your resume these days, right? So we spoke about a paper-based resume, and then we did a PDF resume. You'll still need that PDF resume to sit for campus placements. But then if you're trying to look for opportunities outside, right, yourself, right, LinkedIn can help you, right? And even in your PDF, you notice in the top header, alongside email and phone number, we are supposed to put our LinkedIn link URL, right? Which means recruiters now expect a candidate to have a very good LinkedIn account, which is constantly updated as and when you start picking up new skills, start adding new certifications and things like that, right? Now, just a quick snapshot. Why is LinkedIn becoming the default digital version of your resume? Why is it so important that you have to be on LinkedIn? Can I not look for a job outside without LinkedIn? You can definitely look for a job without being on LinkedIn, but if you are on LinkedIn, things will become a little bit more easier. You will also find that you will derive a lot more value from LinkedIn than you contribute to that network, right? Why? Because there are more than 800 million members on LinkedIn, 60 million plus companies are there. And on average, there are 20 million plus jobs worldwide which are listed active on LinkedIn on any given day, right? There is also 50,000 plus skills, right? What is a skill? Leadership is a skill. MS Excel is a skill. Programming, Python programming is a skill, right? So like that, LinkedIn has around 50,000 skills in which you can claim that, okay, I have mastered this skill. I have average knowledge of this skill, right? You can claim knowledge of a particular skill. There are 120,000 plus schools. When I say schools, it is also your high school, senior secondary school, etc. It's also your university, which is PSG Tech will be on LinkedIn. Face Prep, for instance, is also a school. Private schools will also be there, right? So schools, you can also subscribe, especially if any of you are higher education oriented. You will need to follow the universities which are applying to, so that you can get scholarship notifications, you can get teaching assistantship notifications, campus jobs and all when you start looking out on that particular page of that particular school, right? The last part is something not many students know about. Whenever we say online learning, Udemy, Coursera comes up big time, right? LinkedIn Learning has more than 443 billion plus hours of knowledge, right, on it, which means LinkedIn Learning is as big as your other top two providers. In fact, it is actually bigger, right? So LinkedIn did not start off with learning. They acquired a company called Lynda. So Lynda was an online learning company. When LinkedIn acquired it, they brought in and developed more content from LinkedIn's perspective, and they have made that LinkedIn Learning very, very strong. So we'll talk about it towards the end of this session. Of particular importance to you is that 6 million other Indian students are currently on LinkedIn, which means they are studying towards a graduate degree. So if you're not on LinkedIn, you might miss out on some opportunities that are shared only on LinkedIn, like internships which are shared only on LinkedIn, and these 6 million people apply and you are not able to apply because you're not active there, right? So because there is competition for opportunities and LinkedIn is a place for opportunities, you need to be one of these 6 million plus to be able to apply for these opportunities. Very simple. I'm sure most of you already have LinkedIn accounts, but it's a straightforward process for you to go to linkedin.com. You can even do it on your mobile phone, but I really suggest that you do it on a desktop or a laptop, the setup process alone, so that you can do it really carefully and thoroughly, right? The first thing is a picture, right? Some people are very shy. We'll put so much on Instagram, but we'll be very shy about putting our profile picture on LinkedIn. Please put it, right? And please put a professional picture, no fancy selfies and all. Even if it is slightly tilted, it's still fine, but do a headshot, reasonably straightforward looking, straight onward looking kind of a picture. The reason why pictures are important is that recruiters or networks whom you try to connect with will not accept your connection if they see a simple thumbnail, right? A random graphic. So please put your picture. And you can see that LinkedIn has provided some data. So this is data from LinkedIn itself, which says that members with a photo get up to 9 times more connection requests and 21 times more profile views and 36 times more messages. So this is proven data, right? The second point that I wanted to add is LinkedIn released a new feature about a year ago, which allows you to record your name, right? So if let's say an overseas person comes to India to recruit, or let's say even someone from another part of India comes to Coimbatore to recruit, sometimes they find it hard to pronounce your name. So LinkedIn has allowed this feature or introduced this feature on its mobile app alone, which lets you record your name, and it will show a small audio button. When you click that audio button, your recording will be played to the person who's seeing your profile, which means before I interview you, I can see how to pronounce your name and call you correctly, refer to you correctly. Now to do this, you can't do this on a desktop. So you have to download the mobile app to avail this feature. You can always do this and go back to the desktop version or a laptop version and finish the rest of your profile, right? Next one is industry, right? So if you're already set in your industry, let's say if you're already started your internship, if you already know that this is the industry in which I'm going to operate in, please add your industry. Right? People with industry information get more profile views than people without. But having said that, because you're a graduating student, some of you would not have fixed on the industry. You may know a role, but that role can be working. For example, a programmer can work in the manufacturing industry. They can also work in the IT industry, right? So unless you are very sure about industry, don't fill it. But if you're sure, you can fill it and that will help you with better profile views, right? Now, LinkedIn has also added 2 more features recently. This is about a year and a half back, right? So in your profile page, if you notice, it will show you a small button called open to, right? If you click that, you can say that you're open to work, right? For example, most of you are still in college, so you'll be open to remote work. You'll be open to part-time work. You can add that. And if you are wanting to share it with all LinkedIn members, if you click this radio button, this particular DP, display image of yours, will get a small green banner saying that you're open to work, which means when people start browsing through your profile, they'll be able to clearly see, look, okay, this person is open to work, right? So this is a very useful feature that you can use, right? Once you graduate out, you can change this feature to full-time and available immediately, right? Maybe if any of you are 8th semester, you will be free to do internships, right? At that time, you should say available full-time and immediately. So that feature you can change. You can even set location preferences, but I would suggest you leave the location as India rather than do specific. Job title, you just put internship, right? So that will be how you work. Now for Sarah King, in the previous slide, we saw that, we can add an audio version of how to pronounce your name. You can see that there is a small audio button beside her name. So that audio button, if you click, her version of how to pronounce her name will be played. It's a small audio clip. So that is the feature I spoke about in the earlier slide, right? Summaries are very, very important. So the profile page, when you start drafting it, a summary is like an elevator pitch, right? So put a good summary so that you're able to articulate who you are, what your strengths are, etc. It should at least be 40 plus words. I would suggest 100 words is a good start if you've done a lot of things, but at least keep it to 75 words. 75 to 100 words is a good kind of a start, right? Focus on skills, accomplishments, and aspirations, right? Now, if you have a LinkedIn profile, you can do much more than just your profile, right? So you can interact with community. So which means just like you do likes, share, on Facebook, Instagram, etc., you can also do the same thing. You can like, support, celebrate, love, insightful, curious. There are 6 options to engage with the post, with someone else's post. You can also comment on them. You can also share them. Just like any other social media platform, you can do all of those things in LinkedIn also, right? The second point is about featured section, right? So if you have, let's say, some sample of your work, let's say you're a designer, you're a developer, let's say you have designed, if you have designed, let's say an automobile, or if you have designed a robot, if you have designed something new, and if you want to showcase images of that, you can post it and then make it featured, right? So which means that will be whenever someone visits your profile, it will show that prominently to the person visiting your profile, right? This is very crucial in case you are posting many things. Let's say I'm sharing my friend's post and then I post something. I like someone else's post. But then I want my post to be featured. My important post, which I did 1 month ago, to be featured prominently, right? So make sure you do that. Vigneshwar, I think it's in you're on unmute. Can you please mute yourself? Vigneshwar? Vigneshwar, I think the host account is on unmute.
Yes, sir, I've muted.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Right. So in the new version of LinkedIn, again, there's been a lot of developments in the last year and a half. You can post your certificates, awards won, etc. And there's also a creator mode where you can highlight original posts, especially if you're contributing a lot, right? The fifth point is very, very important for a graduating student. I told you in one of the earlier slides that there are 50,000 plus skills, right? That are available for you to claim that I'm master of, right? You can claim up to a maximum of 50 skills. You can't obviously add I'm good in all the 50,000 skills, right? So it'll let you pick 50 skills. So you should strategically pick these 50 skills, and then you can also test yourself. So LinkedIn has tests for some of these skills. You can test yourself and then use that to add additional badges to your skill, right? You can also get someone in your network to endorse you, maybe your professor, maybe your friend, maybe your internship supervisor. If they endorse you, your skills get more weightage. So when some recruiter is filtering by skill set, a validated badge or a endorsed skill will have more weight than just a skill addition, right? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get into my LinkedIn account and show you some aspects of the LinkedIn profile, right? So this is how my LinkedIn account looks. I have a premium. So in case you upgrade, you will also get this premium banner here, right? So I'll first finish talking about the profile and then I'll go into each of the other section. So if you go to the top right corner, your DP, and you go to view profile, you will get this, right? On the top right corner, you can do edit public profile, right? So this is the URL which you can edit. And for example, my URL is this linkedin.com/in/vijay-anand-p-s, right? I can even change this, right? Now, you have to be careful not to change it frequently, right? Because let's say I put this in my resume. After some time, I edit this. And my resume, whatever I had given earlier, it may not work. So once you fix it, don't change it too often, because this is a URL that you will obviously give out to recruiters, right? Now, so the main part is your image, display picture. There is also a background picture that you can add. You can just Google for minimalist LinkedIn backgrounds. So what that will give you is a lot of options. You can even, if some of you have explored Canva already, you can check out, go to Canva and create your own LinkedIn background. But in your background, don't add any text. Engineer, self-motivated, mechanical, computer science, programmer. Don't add any text in the background image, right? And again, in premium, anyone who's got this light brown kind of a LinkedIn logo in their profile is a premium subscriber, right? A premium account subscriber, right? Now these analytics will be shown to you. So these are how many people have viewed my profile, how many people are reading my posts, how many people are searching. All of these are private to you only, which means no one else can see this, right? I have not turned on creator mode because I don't post too much. So if in the future I decide to post something, I will turn this mode on and that will show me a lot of additional features, right? Now, this is where your profile starts. This is your about page. So I have put a 2-paragraph about page. You can put a similar page, or you can also put a slightly larger page if you want, right? My featured articles are here. I have a post, I have an article written, right? So these are things that come up first, right? And then my designation, right? So all my years of experience will be listed here. For you, this may be empty. So you can just put internship. Let's say if you have completed a full-time internship, you can put internship bracket, whatever the role was, company name, which city or location, what duration, right? So you can try to use that. Education, again, your PhD College of Technology should be first. You don't need to add your school. High school, you don't need to add unless you have achieved something major. You don't need to add your high school or high secondary school. You can start with your college education, right? The next is volunteering. Any not-for-profit NGO kind of work you can add to your volunteering expertise, which means you did not get paid for this, right? Any volunteering event means you did not get paid for it. So anything that you did for free for supporting a cause is what you will put here, right? Now, skills is the most important part that I want you to focus on in your resume, right? Look at this. Out of 50 skills, I have added 32 skills, right? I'll just show you what kind of skills I have added for my profile. Team management, training, leadership. Like this, I've added 32 skills, right? But if you notice, team management has the highest weight because 9 of my colleagues have endorsed me. Then comes management, then comes training, then everything else is just one endorsement, right? So I can always ask for endorsements, but at this point in my career, I don't think that will add a lot of value to me. But for you as a graduate recruit, you need to carefully pick and choose the 50 skills, or maybe if you want to stop at 30, it's still fine. Carefully pick and choose 30 skills based on what you're actually good at and based on what kind of profiles you're looking to get into, based on what kind of roles you're looking to get into, right? So where do you start? So the first point to start is you can add a skill, right? So there'll be some very specific skills you can add, right? You can also add, like example, you can see SQL, programming, Java. Programming is also there, Java is also there separately, right? So you can choose both. MS Excel, right? It's there, right? Adobe Photoshop is there, right? So you can only pick skills from this list. You can't add your own skills, right? Now, once you pick your skill, if you are very sure that you are good in this skill, you can go and take the skill quiz, right? But skill quiz is not available for all the 50,000 skills. It is only available for skills which can be assessed. For example, leadership, how will you assess with MCQs? You cannot assess, but I can assess your Microsoft Excel skills, right? So if you clear this assessment, that is, if you are in the top 30% score for all the test takers so far in MS Excel, you'll get a skill badge, right? You can only retake this once, so don't waste your attempts by randomly just jumping in. So it will allow you 2 attempts. First attempt, if you don't get it, get in the top 30%, you can do one more assessment. And if you clear it, you'll get a skill badge for Microsoft Excel, right? It is already showing you need analysis skill, data manipulation, formulas, and setup skills. So 20 million people have already taken this test. 15 MCQs are there. you'll get 1.5 minutes per question. Very similarly, all the other skills also will have a similar kind of thing. Now you can always practice and then take the test. If you practice and if you think you're not getting correct answers, it will be better if you can really skill up, maybe take an online course, then come back and complete this Microsoft Excel assessment so that you can earn the badge, right? So this badge is good to have, especially when you're applying for jobs and internships, right? Again, I repeat, skill assessments are not available for all the 50,000 skills. It is available only for specific skills which can be tangibly assessed, right? And also there is you have to score in the top 30% to earn the skill badge. If you don't earn it, you can do one more attempt. That's all, right? So you have to be careful with this thing, right? Now, once you've added your skills, right, and you have also maybe earned a few skill badges, you can always ask for endorsements from your friends, that is through a LinkedIn message and all. Sometimes when you log in itself, it will show you team management, which person would you say will do a good job. Vijay is there, let's say Akash is there, Shubhankar is there. Who do you think does good in team management? It will show you 3 names. So whoever name you click, it gets added to their skill endorsement. So likewise, your name will come up for your friends' profiles. If they click your name, you will get additional endorsements, right? Now, recommendations. So you can also ask for recommendations from your professors and from people you have worked with as an intern, or let's say a project supervisor, etc. Right? So this is a recommendation I have given, but I have not taken any recommendation. But as a graduate student, you should take recommendations, right? So Dilip is someone I worked with. So I have given this recommendation. So here there'll be another tab. If someone else recommends me, it'll say taken recommendations, right? So there are a few people who have requested recommendations from me. So if I fill this out, it'll appear in their profile as well as my profile. So looks like I have a few people to answer. It'll be always good. Out of all of this, if you see only one person has written a detailed note. So when you're asking for recommendation, it'll help to maybe send a detailed note asking for recommendations, also introducing yourself again. Then its language is known. You can add as many languages you are aware of or which you can speak or you have limited fluency. And the last one is interests, right? Within interests, there are 4 parts: influencers, companies, groups, and schools. Influencers are top people. Now I told you, right? If there is a brown icon like this, which means they have a premium account. It's a paid feature. Anyone can get it. You can get it. I can get it, etc. An influencer is someone who contributes regularly to LinkedIn's thought leadership, right? For example, Bill Gates is an influencer, right? So Satya Nadella is an influencer, right? So for them, there'll be a blue icon with a small dialog box kind of thing, which means they write a lot of useful stuff on LinkedIn. Hence, they are called an influencer. If you see a blue icon like this next to someone's name, they are someone who is like a celebrity on LinkedIn, right? You can see how many people follow them. 9 million people follow Satya Nadella. Now I can always send a connection request to him, but most likely he'll not accept. So it is better to follow him, right? So I'll talk about that once we finish this section, the difference between follow and connect, right? So you should always follow some influencers because they might have something interesting to say, which can help you, be motivated in your career. Companies. So let's say you have dream companies that you want to work for. You should definitely find out their page and start following them, right? So if you have, let's say Amazon is some company that you want to work for, some other company, let's say Facebook you want to work for, you should go to their page and start following their LinkedIn profile. So whenever they announce something, it will come up on your feed, right? Just because you got into premium, you will have a premium career group subscription. There are a lot of other private groups which you can be a part of based on interest. So if you find some group that's beneficial to you, you can apply for a membership into that group. If they accept, you can contribute. It's like a closed WhatsApp group kind of a thing where you share interesting information on a particular topic, right? So that is a group. By default, all of you will get access to premium career group where people discuss how to best use LinkedIn and the premium features. So schools, I've also followed a few schools. So PSG Tech, you can so you can see that it is listed as a school. So I can follow this school. So 60,000 people follow PSG Tech, right? Now, if I go back to my profile, this will also be listed in schools, right? So this is particularly important for higher education aspirants. If you are trying to get into a particular university or a group of universities, please follow those schools because scholarship updates, any part-time job updates and all might come there, alumni accomplishments, career fairs, a lot of things will get updated on their LinkedIn feed. So it is important you follow the university's schools page, right? The last point is causes. So causes are things which are very, you're passionate about. So I've just added a few which I am passionate about: animal welfare, arts and culture, children, education, and environment. You can also choose from many causes that you might want to volunteer for, you are passionate about. That tells a lot about you and your value system to the recruiters. Now, I'm an experienced candidate, so I have only filled sections which are important to me, right? So you can add more sections, right, in your profile by going to add profile section. Now, one of the main sections that I have not added is certifications, right? So I have not added certifications and skills, right? So for example, I've not added publications, I've not added projects, I've not added test scores. For example, IELTS, GRE, TOEFL, all of these you can add here in test scores, right? I've also not added any honors or awards, right? So all of these things you can add. One of the most important additions that you should have is licenses and certifications and courses, right? As a student, you should have finished some certifications and you should have completed some courses. So these two sections you can add. So there is a verified certification process. So for example, if you finish a course on Udemy or Coursera, you can just put it and put your credential ID and credential URL. Anyone who clicks that credential will be able to see your certificate directly from Udemy or Coursera, right? So you can use this feature to add. So two sections you need to consider adding is licenses and certifications and courses, right? So so let's say I've taken a course as part of my current thing, I can add this. But if it's a course that you're finishing on an online platform, you can add it in licenses and certifications itself, because you get a certificate for course completion. All right. So now I'm going to start with some basic stuff. So the home button. The home button is where your feed will come, right? So I'm following Pushkar Singh. So I'm getting his feed in my post. This is a promoted feed, means it's an advertisement. Harvard Business School as Executive Education is advertising to me, right? So I follow IppoPay. It's a payment processor in Tamil Nadu, and that is their advertisement is coming, right? So anyone who I follow, a company, a person, an influencer, and people in my network, it'll be shown to me, right? Whatever they do, they like something, they comment something, etc. It'll keep showing me. So I refresh it. Again, these are the top posts that are coming up, right? Now, if you want your posts to be very, very clean, right, you should network carefully. don't send random networking requests to everyone you know and also people you don't know, right? Selectively follow people, selectively network with people, which means you don't have to scroll 500 times to read interesting posts, right? You only have to scroll a few times to read some interesting, valuable posts, right? Now, if you don't do that on LinkedIn, there are some people who will keep posting WhatsApp forwards, right? Please don't do that. First of all, don't post social media kind of motivational forwards and all on LinkedIn. And if someone keeps posting that, you can unfollow them, right? You can, it's like unfriending. You can disconnect from their network, right? So there are multiple things you can do, but that is just one of the things that you can do so that I have my feed clean. So I want to learn something. I want to see opportunities on my feed. So I don't want other things clouding my feed. So make sure, only the things that you are interested in. For example, Deepan Raja has announced lead engineer, special vehicle development in Volvo Group. So if my feed is cluttered, for all you know, if I'm looking for a job or an internship, I might have missed this, right? And by the way, Deepan Raja is a PhD Tech alumnus as well, right? From I think 2009 batch. So these are interesting things that you should keep a note of. As long as my feed is clean, I'll be getting a lot of value from LinkedIn. If my feed is cluttered with a lot of motivational posts and things like that, WhatsApp forwards, I'll have to scroll through a lot of content to get some value out of it, right? Okay. All right. So feed is something that I have explained now. So in the next part, so in the feed, obviously I can do when you like, for example, if I like something, let's say I have 6 options to like. I can also comment, I can also share, I can also send this particular message, this particular post as a message to someone in my network, right? So these are 4 ways to engage with any post, right? So that is done, right? The next one is network, right? So network is something, so when someone sends you a network request, it will be here and you can accept it. But if you want to search for someone, you can also search and let's say send a connection request. Let's see, Vigneshwar, I'll try to send, he's already in my connection. So I can probably go and connect. So if I'm not connected, right? So I can connect with Engels sir, I can connect with Kalyan sir, etc. by searching for their name. And if you don't find their name, I'll have to put the organization name also, right? Now I go to the most important part of or most sought after part of LinkedIn, which is the job search, right? So job search is awesome on LinkedIn. It is even more awesome if you have premium, right? So by default, even before I start searching, LinkedIn is showing me that I am a top applicant in these jobs, right? Now, if you don't have a LinkedIn account, it will only show you from this part. Recommended for you will be the first section, right? Now, if you have premium account, it is going to show you all the jobs in which they think you are a good fit. LinkedIn's algorithm thinks I'm a good fit. So I'll just show you why, right? Head of permanent recruitment, leadership hiring, thinks I am a good fit for this role, right? Why? If you scroll down, it will say you are in the top 10% of 391 applicants based on your LinkedIn profile. So LinkedIn's algorithm has figured out that I am in the top 10% based on a lot of factors. Some of the factors include the skills that I have already mapped, right? So I have 6 of the 10 common skills among all other applicants. So all other applicants have many skills. Out of this, I have 6 skills, right? Please note, these are not the skills the recruiter is advertising. This is my competition. My competition has 10 skills. Not everyone has all the 10. But across my competition, these 10 skills are common. I have 6 out of the 10 common skills, which means I have a slightly better than average chance. And overall ranking is also 10%. So seniority level, applicant education level, everything will be listed, right? Similar to you means 20% are similar to you in terms of education, right? It will also show you where the applicants are. 54 applicants from India, 51 applicants are from Greater Bangalore, 50 from Greater Delhi, right? Now, how is India, Greater Bangalore, Greater Delhi doesn't add up? It's because some people would have just listed India rather than their actual location, right? So over 200 applications are there, right? So that's why this is listing close to 150, right? Now, another thing to notice is company insights. So you can see within the company how many, which companies are they hiring from, which schools and colleges they are hiring from. For you, this will be of importance. So generally from Somaya, IIPM, V School, Symbiosis, they've been hiring from these kind of institutions. So that will give you an insight into whether you have a chance or not, right? Sometimes you will also get company specific information. So I'll just show you a job posting from Byju's, right? So Byju's, all of you know, that's why I'm choosing that company. So if I go to Byju's, okay, I'll just search in jobs itself and show you, right? So you can search for a company within this thing. So if I go to Byju's, sorry. You can, for any company, right? So you can see that the median employee tenure is 0.9 years, which means there is a lot of attrition within Byju's. While there is 191% growth company-wide and 130% growth in business development, median employee tenure is 0.9 years, which means less than a year people are leaving. And it's even more interesting to see that some people from FACE have joined there, 12 people from FACE, right? So you might want to focus on this. The higher the number, the better the company, right? So I'll probably show you Tata, let's say. Tata Consultancy Services, it definitely would be better than Byju's, I think. See, 4.4 years, right? 0.9 years is on one end of the spectrum, 4.4 years is on the other end of the spectrum. So you can figure out a lot of things from this data, which is only applicable for a premium account, right? So this is an important thing that you have to start using when you're applying for internships and positions, right? Now, I don't want Byju's in my job search, so I'm clearing it. Why I'm clearing it is because all my recommendations will be based on my profile and my search history. If I keep searching Byju's jobs will come to me, right? So I want to keep it clear, right? So these are jobs which you'll get in a LinkedIn normal account itself. So these are some of the jobs. But if you notice here, there is another icon that you have to focus on. Director University Partner Coursera, Head Talent Partnerships Wiley. These are all recommended for me based on my background. But then it says I'm a top applicant in these two, Forbes Advisor and Cactus Communications, right? So wherever I have more than 50% or I'm in the top 50%, it will give me the top applicant tag. So which means I'll try to apply there because there may be a good chance I'll get a interview call. Whether I get selected or not is a different play, but interview calls will come if you are in the top applicant category, right? So if you notice, it is there for some jobs, it is not there for other jobs, right? In one of the previous classes, we've already seen what are the pointers that we need to pay attention to. So I'll start by doing an internship search, right? So today, 14,674 internships are there in India, right? And you can see that the company name is there, when it was posted 9 hours ago, 7 hours ago, whether it's remote or not, everything is there, right? Always try to look for past week because that will be the most relevant kind of a post, So when I say past week, 14,000 becomes 5,600. And here also I can scroll through and find the good internships to apply for. So you have to always be careful. There'll be some posters like Ashman Foundation, Swego. They keep posting because they run purely on internships, right? Where are your big companies? They're hidden. You have to search for them. Because of all the clutter, you need to kind of know how to search for the right kind of internships, right? Now what I'll do is focus on a few things. So I don't like this first page. So I'll go to the second page. Again, there is a lot of clutter. So I'm trying to scroll through. I'm not finding. Okay, now I find something. Program manager onboarding internship team. This is probably for an MBA student, right? Node.js developer paid final year internship. Okay, excellent. This is also a promoted thing. So if I click it, I'll know it was posted 5 days ago. 107 applicants are there, right? And it tells you you need to know MongoDB, AWS and all. And it tells you where you stand, right? So because I am not a programmer, it is not showing me whether I have a good chance or not. But if some of you are, for you, this particular internship will have a different data point in this particular page, right? So do check out like this. You have to keep scrolling to find good internships, right? Now there is a better way to find internships also, right? That is by directly going to a company. Let's say I go to Amazon, right? So I go to Amazon. So first is through jobs and job search. Next is I go to the company. I follow the company, right? And every company will have a jobs section, right? So I go to jobs section. I will see how many jobs Amazon has. Amazon has 97,000 job openings right now, but it is global, right? So instead of searching here, always scroll down and go to see all jobs, right? So 97,000 jobs worldwide is there. It is showing me everything. Now you have to learn to apply these filters, right? So the first filter I'll apply is I'll select India in the country. So right side, all filters, I'll select India and I'll show results. Now the 97,000 has become 11,000, right? Even then I'll have to further drill down, right? I can't go through 11,000 job listings. Now I'll start using keywords, developer, right? So 3,000 results are there, right? Or I'll put intern in the subject line. That is header itself, intern should be there, right? MBA internship is there, HR internship is there, financial analyst is there, programmer analyst internship is there, right? So maybe if any of you are interested in coding, programming, this might be the internship to apply for. There's a lot of, HR kind of internships, but as you can see, some of the internships that are applicable to you are very less. So 46 results, right? So let's say I do programmer, right? Programmer intern, I'll say, right? See, programmer analyst intern, software development engineer intern. So I see a lot of listings now. How many? Only 14. So 14 results is good, right? So all of these 14 look like it's programmer kind of internships. So I can try to apply. So wherever there's a top applicant, I think I'll stand a good chance. Wherever I'm not a top applicant, I'll have to make a very good resume, right? Now, another thing that you can also check is, let's say you are trying to get into a specific domain, let's say Alexa related, right? So you can see projects related to Alexa, 854 results are there in India, which means 854 openings are related to Alexa related job openings. So if you are in a large company like Amazon, you need to know where you're trying to get into. So you have to use all these additional keywords to search. Now, Alexa can be there in the title, but it can also be there in the description, right? So for example, global production services, It does not have Alexa in the title, but most likely it has it in the description for the job, right? So now I go back to jobs. I go back to type internship. Now, another thing to note is the difference between easy apply and apply, right? So easy apply will have a LinkedIn logo, which means all I have to do is put my name, phone number, upload my resume. By default, it will say follow Rising India, and I can submit my application. In one page, it will be over. So it will be a pop-up. I can fill it and it will be over, right? But if it is apply, right? So I'll be taken to the company's page, right? Motorola, for example, says apply internship trainee, Motorola Solutions, right? If I apply, it will take me to the Motorola's page, Motorola's applicant tracking system. It is called ATS. Now the challenge in this is it will take at least half an hour to 1 hour to fill this job application. So only do it if you are 100% sure you are qualified for this particular job. Now Workday is like a default, my Workday jobs is like a default ATS that many foreign companies use, which means for Motorola Solutions, you have to create an account here. Let's say if you go to Deloitte and Deloitte has my Workday jobs, it will be deloitte.myworkdayjobs.com. There also you have to create an account. So my Workday jobs is not common. The subdomain is the common part. So you have to create login for every company, even if the domain name is same, my Workday jobs, right? So this will take at least 1 hour to fill this application, but easy apply. If you have a resume handy, you can finish it off within 5 minutes, 10 minutes, right? So that is the difference between apply and easy apply. So I've already shown you two options. One is go to jobs and check out your premium suggestions, check out your recommended suggestions, apply or easy apply. Second one is search for companies, right? Go to Deloitte. So go to the company page, follow the company, go to their jobs section, right? See all jobs, then filter India, right? 629 jobs are there in India. Then do a keyword based search. There is no internships in Deloitte, unfortunately, right? So I'll remove 629 results are there, right? So you have to start doing the second one also. Let's say if you have some 10 dream companies, you have to follow all the 10 dream companies. Every Monday is when they refresh jobs. So every Monday afternoon or evening, if you go to a particular company's jobs page, new job listings will be there, right? And you can apply for them if there is an internship opening or a full-time opening, right? Now, these are two ways to look for jobs. There is another way, right, which is following people, right? For example, let's say I'll just another co-founder of NinjaCart. I think he is also a PhD tech alumnus. I'll just so I don't know him, but I follow him. I'll just check if he's PhD tech. Okay, no, he's a CEG Gindi alumnus. And nonetheless, right? So Thiru is the co-founder of NinjaCart. Now I follow him because sometimes he posts some valuable opportunities. So he funds startups, he posts job openings, etc. Right? So I'll just also see. I think Sharath might be. Okay, I think Sharath might be a PhD tech alumnus, but nonetheless, I'll just show you what it looks like. So co-founder or any leaders in the field, if you follow, they will sometimes post job openings, right? So in their field, right? So when they post a job opening, it will come up in your feed, right? So I'll just Google or search Rajesh, who's the co-founder of Face. He started something called Kalvi, right? So I follow him. So when he posts something, I will get that in my feed, right? So let's say he posts a job opening, that will be in my feed, right? So by following people who are top professionals in their field, sometimes when they post a job or when they post a job on behalf of someone else, you'll be able to that will come to your feed and you'll be able to directly apply even before they put it up on their jobs page on LinkedIn. Right? I'm sorry, I'm not able to find. I think a couple of weeks ago they were looking for a lot of people. Okay, this is how it will look, right? So Kalvi is looking for a talent acquisition specialist. So he's posted that job itself in his post. So if I'm following Rajesh, whenever he posts something like this, it will come on my feed, right? So the reason why I'm telling you is you need to follow top people in your field. There are plenty of PhD Tech alumni who are at the leaders in their companies. You can also follow others who are not PhD Tech alumni. I'm not being biased here, right? So follow leaders in your field, co-founders, CEOs, top HRs, right? Whenever they post something, it will come up in your feed, especially if it is jobs. So I've told you 3 ways. One is jobs. Second is follow companies and go to the job section, apply filters. Third is follow key people in your field. Now, fourth option to look for jobs is the search option, right? Let's say I want to look for an internship in Coimbatore, but I don't want to scroll through jobs, right? So I just type here, right? Internship Coimbatore, right? So it will show me everything, companies, people, jobs, groups, etc. I just want to see posts, right? So anyone who is offering an internship, there is a Spectrum Digital offering an internship in Coimbatore, right? So again, you have to be very clear about what you want, right? So what kind of companies you want to join in. Some posts will be good, some posts may not be that good. Dear freshers, make Caro and production, free design based internship. Again, this is an unpaid internship. So if you like, you can apply. But again, it's like a very specific post, right? If you do well, they'll give you a stipend after 3 months, right? So these are things that you can slowly scroll through and find, right? So internships is this one is to search this way. You can also go to jobs and search. These are all internships in Coimbatore. So this is directly from the search box. Let's say I do hiring, right? Instead of saying internship, let's say I do hiring interns, right? And I try to put posts, right? So I am hiring for a HR intern. So Archana Bhatt's posts have come a lot. So if you notice, she is doing it regularly as a recruiter. And so there'll be global posts. So you have to be very careful when you scroll through these, right? We are hiring interns at Dressma. So not sure what this is. Maybe check out the website. It's a California-based company. If you can work from India and all. So again, there's a lot of scrolling, but then you need to learn new tips and tricks to get through your results faster, right? All right. So Yash Agarwal, public policy on Twitter, is recruiting for an intern. So this is an opportunity with Twitter itself. It's a paid internship, and it's a public policy kind of an internship. So if you're not sure what it is, then may not be a good idea to apply. But if you know what public policy is, you can probably check out, right? So job search is a very important feature. Don't just rely on this list and not just this search. You can do so much more with premium, and by following companies, following leaders in your field, and by searching posts. If you want the latest kind of job openings, hiring, campus hiring, all of those things, you can search in posts in the feed, and then you can apply, right? So 4 ways you can search for jobs. I already told you the difference between follow and network, right? So for example, let's say Bill Gates, right? So I want to build my network. So I start giving connection requests to everyone. So if I try to connect with Bill Gates, it'll ask me to give Bill Gates' email ID. Obviously, I don't know Bill Gates' email ID. So which means I can't even send a connection request to Bill Gates. But let's say a slightly less senior person, Kiran Mazumdar Shah, right? Executive chairman of Biocon, right? Let's say I try to connect with her, right? It is not asking me for her email ID, but it is asking me to send a note. So it is, if you're sending it to someone who you have not met, it is always good to say how you met. Hi Kiran, we met in the Biocon conference in Bengaluru last week. Would like to stay connected. So if you don't send such a note, they are most likely going to ignore this connection request. I'm not going to send it because I have not met her. I don't know her. So I'm not going to send it. So I'll close it. But let's say I like what she has to say. I'll just follow her, right? So you don't need to network with top people to get their feed. You can just follow them to get their feed. Very similar to your Facebook and Instagram, right? Celebrities are not going to network with you, right? But you can always follow them because all of these people post a lot. Sometimes it will be very useful knowledge. Sometimes it will be a job opening or an opportunity, right? So follow key people in your field, key companies in your field, etc. It will benefit you immensely, right? Now, the next feature that I'm going to talk about is messaging, right? So by default, messaging is something that's, you can message anyone who is in your network for free, right? So for example, Pradyumna, it says means he's already in my network. Suhas, right, on my next side, right? So it says second, right? Means I am not connected to Suhas, but Pradyumna is. So who is my connection? Let's say I want to talk to Suhas. I can ask Pradyumna to connect me, right? So I'll just probably take a bit of a celebrity person to show you. Ronnie Screwala is the founder of Upgrad. I'm not connected. I'm just following him. So he's my second network. But I have 28 mutual connections. So if I want to really set up a meeting with him, say hello to him, etc., I can always ask one of these people to say I'll always see who can best introduce me, right? So I'll probably ask Rajesh to introduce me, right? Or Aditya Jalan to introduce me. Hey, can you please introduce me to Ronnie? I'd like to, be in his network and maybe ask something, right? So I'll see out of my common connections who's the strongest possible person who can introduce me to that person, and I'll ask for a referral. Once they refer, they'll most likely accept my network request, and then I can directly talk with Ronnie, right? For example, third, Anand Ahuja, right? Founder of Bane, right? So he's a third connection, which means I don't have any mutual connections with Anand. So trying to connect with him will be a little difficult, right? So this is the first, second, third significance in beside people's names, right? For example, my network, I'll just go. So Kavinesh has sent me a request. So this is how accepting requests will work. Accepting and sending requests will work, right? Awesome. So I'll just go back to the slide deck. I'll just go through some parts of the content. We have about roughly half an hour more, so we should be done within that time. Okay. So we've already spoken about skills and endorsement. So I'll just go ahead, summarize a few things. So we can use LinkedIn for networking, messaging, applying for jobs and internships. I already told you, fourth point is very crucial. Please follow people who are adding value to LinkedIn, not posting junk on LinkedIn. So that way your feed is clean, your homepage is clean. Whenever you open LinkedIn, you find something useful, right? If you have 15,000 connections, you will never be able to use LinkedIn properly, right? So be careful. Maybe after you reach a certain point in your career, you can have 15,000 connections. But now your sole purpose on LinkedIn is finding opportunities. So you have to keep your feed very, very clean, right? Explore company pages, explore people who are leaders in their field, right? And find creators also who are adding value to LinkedIn, right? So through their content, I'll show you some examples, right? Now, if you have a strong network, right, you'll most likely be hired through your network, right? Why? I told you, some leader posts a feed and you apply through that. And when the recruiter comes and sees you're following that leader or that company, it becomes a little bit more easier. Sometimes maybe your supervisor in a internship can also recommend you or refer you to a job he has reshared on his feed, right? So a strong network will benefit you. And please network with, initially when you set up your account, first network with your friends and college peers. Try to follow alumni. If you know them, you connect with them. If you don't know them, you can just follow them, right? Family acquaintances and all who are in good positions in different companies, you network with them. Start following your dream companies. And if, let's say, whenever placements happen, pre-placement talks will happen, right? So please listen carefully to the name of the HR who's making the pre-placement talk. Make a note of it. As soon as the pre-placement talk is over, go follow them, right? Because they are important people in their company. They're most likely going to share opportunities even after the recruitment drive, right? Always capture the name of the HR who is in your doing the pre-placement talk. Find them on LinkedIn, follow them. If you meet them and talk to them, you can even connect with them, right? I'll talk about InMail in a minute. Okay, so connect and follow, we've already seen the difference, right? So connect people who are similar to you, follow people in case you don't know them. Okay, messaging, again, you can message people, especially your network. You can also ask them for referrals and recommendations. Referral is, can you please refer me for this job in your organization? Recommendation is writing a recommendation. I worked with you in the last 3 months. Can you please write me a recommendation about my skills? Right? Let's say you meet a school classmate who's interning at Microsoft and is on LinkedIn, right? You can always message your classmate on LinkedIn to check what is the recruitment process for Microsoft, how is work there, how is the internship going, right? Is there anything I have to specifically prepare for the interview? Would it be possible for you to, refer me as a candidate? Send your resume as an attachment, right? You can do all of this on LinkedIn. Now, this is a statistic that LinkedIn shared with us. 600 InMails are sent every minute with job opportunities, and 4 people are hired every minute on LinkedIn, right? What is an InMail, right? I'll just quickly show you. Okay. So for anyone in your network, you can obviously directly message them, right? For example, let's see. Just trying to find someone in my network. Sushant. Okay. So I can message Sushant because he's in my network, right? So I can directly click message and I can type, hey Sushant, there is an opening in Atlas here, and would you be able to recommend me? Are they recruiting internally, or are they also willing to look out? I can ask any question, and because I know Sushant, he will reply, right? Now, that may not be the case, let's say when it comes to job search. For example, let's say Director University Partner Services. I don't even know who has posted this particular job post. But in some cases, you will see the person who's posting the job post, right? In most cases, it will be hidden. In some cases, it will be shown as to who's posting that job post, right? For example, Collegeify. Now, this person has posted a job. It says send in mail, right? So only if you have premium, you can do that, right? So I just try to see if there's any, some companies, Pooja Rana is there. I can send in mail. Boston Consulting Group, IBM, all the large companies will mask the person who's posting it. The smaller startups and all may not be able to do that, right? They may not have an account which allows them to do that, right? I'm just trying to show you. Okay, Asha M has posted this job, Caplio Global Lead Technical Recruiter, right? If you click send in mail, Asha is not recruited with me, networked with me, right? LinkedIn will autofill a sample message. I'm interested in your lead technical recruiter role at Caplio. I'm interested. Based on my experience as vice president at Focus Academy, I believe I could be a good fit. All of this, LinkedIn will automatically pre-fill. If I want, I can add something. I have deep knowledge and experience in technical recruitment at the graduate level. So I can add something, I can edit something. Instead of human resources, I can just put HR. Instead of Focus Academy, I can just put face. So all of this data comes after I sent this. But if she replies, it will be replenished. I'll again my in-mail credits will again become 15. So LinkedIn has implemented this feature to make sure that
Vijay, audio issue இருக்குங்க.
people don't spam each other a lot. People don't spam recruiters and HRs and CEOs and co-founders, right? Am I audible? Am I audible? Hello?
Vijay, audible நீங்க.
Okay.
Sir, meeting போயிட்டு இருக்கேன் சொல்லுங்க.
Okay. So I'll continue. So
audible now.
The in-mail credits get replenished. Right. Thank you. So the in-mail credits will get replenished as soon as the recruiter replies to you. So if you make the right kind of connections, you will retain most of your in-mail credits. You will get 5 every month during your premium subscription. All right. So we have now seen the email feature. So I'll go back to the sir. I think Kalyan sir. Right. So I'll just go back to this slide. Now, people get 4 job offers on every minute from LinkedIn. Sometimes people share, hey, Vijay, do you want to apply for this role? I know that you're looking out. Do you want to apply for this role? So people will start sharing job opportunities to you. If you are on the network and if people know that you are looking for opportunities, someone might send you in your network. So that is what the previous statistic I was showing. Right? So in whenever it's not kind of opportunities on the here are the filters, all
audio
posted,
not clear.
no more than 1 week. Right? So always use posted no more than 1 week. This you interest. Is it better? Okay, so company pages we have also seen again. Skill quiz we have seen. The difference between apply and easy apply we have seen. Making your home page very, very relevant. So my content share has turned off. Vigneshwar, can you re-enable that again? Thank you. Okay, so I'll just quickly go through. So rather than say student at some college, you can always say put your in the title, right? So you can put something very, very close to what you're doing, what you're skilled in, etc. Next one, if you are seeing the CEO of a company is posting a lot of useful information, you might want to follow them. And school senior, college senior and all, you can try to connect itself, right? What are the 3 ways of finding a job in LinkedIn? I actually showed you 4 ways. One is the jobs tab. Second is following company pages and going into the job section. Third is following key people. Fourth is searching for posts with right keywords. Now hiring for interns. And then it will always be listed in the reverse chronological order. So there are 4 ways to finding jobs on LinkedIn. So this also we saw a normal account will look something like this. A premium account that you have will have this brown logo. Someone who's a very celebrity on LinkedIn, someone who's a thought leader will have a small blue color icon with a dialog box kind of thing, which means they have something to say, right? So the LinkedIn Premium is, you know, 1,400 rupees per month. And, you know, there are many add-ons to it. So you're getting the basic version of LinkedIn Premium for 6 months, right? So again, if you have not got that link, please check in the spam and promotions folder. We sent an email saying LinkedIn upgrade 9th April between 3:45 and 4 p.m. Check that, click that link. If you don't have an account, it'll ask you to create an account. If you have an account, you can instantly upgrade, right? Now, you can also see who has viewed your profile. So all of this you can do with LinkedIn profile, and you can have an open profile. You can let people follow. You have top applicants, salary insights, company insights. I showed you, right? How many, what is the average duration of employees in that company? A lot more information is also there if you dig through the premium part of a job post. Right. Now, I'll just focus on some additional things that you can do with LinkedIn Premium, right? So first one is featured applicant. When you apply for a job or internship with a premium account, LinkedIn will always highlight you at the top. They will always highlight premium users who are applicants on the top. So that is a very useful feature to have. Next one is seeing how many people viewed my account. For example, someone might have searched for some other Vijayanand and they might have landed on my profile. But there is also, let's say, a particular recruiter that I am trying to apply for. If they see my profile, I know that maybe they're trying to assess me. So I can try to start a conversation. For example, Ed Houston, in this case, maybe he's recruiting for a technical person. Let's say I am also a technical person. I see that he has viewed my profile. I'll just send an email to him and say, hi, Ed, I noticed that you checked out my profile last week. I'm currently looking for an opportunity in this field. If you are assessing me or if you're still looking, I really wanted to, you know, apply, or I'm wondering how I can apply for openings in your company. I really have heard a lot of good things about TechCore. So you need to write a very nuanced email to reach out to people who are seeing you, especially if they are a recruiter or a HR, right? There is always people who are friends who might look at you. That is a different story. But if a recruiter is seeing you and if you think that's a genuine search, then you can try to skip back, reply back, and try to get their attention. Next is competitive intelligence. This I've already shown you. There are some things people will actually do. Some people who are applying. So they'll apply for a job. They'll see competitive intelligence. They'll see 3 out of top 10 skills among all other applicants. I only have 3. They will look at what other things have I not added. I've put digital marketing, Photoshop, Microsoft Office. but I also know social media marketing. Both are same, but different keywords, right? So I'll go to my profile, add social media marketing as additional 3 skills, and then come and apply to this job, right? So if you're smart, you can use this premium intelligence, competitive intelligence. Before applying, you check out this intelligence, and if you have still space on that 50 skills, you can go back, add some skills, and then come back and apply. Don't add everything. Don't add all the 10, right? So here I know digital marketing, which means I know social media marketing and marketing. It's just keywords. I might as well get 3 more points for putting that. So I'll go and apply. First add these 3 skills to my profile and then apply. So that way I have a better chance of coming out on top. Please note that all of this is to only get an interview call. This is not going to influence my selection in any way. It is only going to influence whether I get an interview call or not. Next one, reaching out to recruiters. I already showed you how to do that. If you click send email, automatically it will get filled if you send email from a jobs tab. But if you send email from a profile of a person, it'll be empty, which means you can write anything. So this is not from the jobs tab. So this is a message that Lauren has composed herself from the profile of Paul Sparks, right? So this is not from the jobs tab. If you click email from jobs tab, it will be a pre-populated email. Sorry, pre-populated email. But if you select it from the profile, it will be an empty message. You can fill it, right? Now we come to the third thing, the last part of today's session, right? So I told you there is LinkedIn Normal, LinkedIn Premium. We've explored a lot of features. With your 6-month premium membership, you're also getting access to LinkedIn Learning, right? This is a very useful tool which opens you up to a lot of very valuable content, right? For free for 6 months. I highly encourage you to at least complete a few courses and add it to your profile. Right, I'll just turn off my video so that you can conserve bandwidth, right? So LinkedIn Learning has courses in 3 streams: technology, which means all your programming related topics. Next one is career skills and soft skills. The next one is business and design skills, right? So all 3 topics are very, very popular. Depending on your interest, you can delve deep into each of these topics. There'll be subtopics, tags, streams that you may be interested in, and then you can start learning, just like any other learning platform, but the content is very, very rich. Now, the main difference between LinkedIn Learning and Udemy Coursera is that in LinkedIn Learning, the content will be very, very consistent because LinkedIn is the owner of all the courses. LinkedIn is the creator of all the courses. So when there is a good author, they will bring the author to the LinkedIn studios and then they will create the courses. That is why there is consistency. So they have a huge studio in California. I think they're building one in Bangalore. So they bring course authors from everywhere to their studios and they get the content done, which means they ensure a lot of consistency in the content in these 3 areas. So once you get into LinkedIn Learning, it looks something like this. You can even set yourself a learning goal. Every week, if you want to learn for 15 minutes, it will keep reminding you how much you have covered. You can do small courses, you can do big courses, whatever you like, right? I'll show you in a minute. And just like any other platform, you need to add what skills you are interested in so that LinkedIn Learning can suggest courses for your interest, right? So when you get into LinkedIn Learning, it'll ask you to select some skills. Please select carefully so that you can get good recommendations, right? Now, in LinkedIn Learning, one of the main things that you need to understand is the difference between video, course, and learning path. Video is just a single video, 3 minutes, 7 seconds on data structures. The course will be a series of videos. There'll be like 10 videos, 20 videos. The total is 2 hours, 20 minutes, right? So always try to get into a course rather than do a video. Only if you finish a course, you can get a certification. Another thing to notice is the popularity of the course. On the bottom, you'll see 105,000 learners, right? So that will tell you how popular this course is. There is also a tag popular in the thumbnail that is listed, right? So in marketing, because I follow some skills in marketing, I get all of these courses, right? You can also keep learning goals. As I told you, 15 minutes all the way up to 120 minutes. And if you set the goal, LinkedIn will keep reminding you. Once you start a course, the learning platform will be very normal, just like any other learning tool. There'll be videos which you can play. You can check out Q&A section. You can take notes in the notebook. If you want the entire transcript, maybe if you want to print out something of that particular video, you can click the transcript, right? So each of these videos will have a play button and a video player along with 4 options. It will provide you an overview, Q&A, notebook, and transcripts. Now there is very advanced filters you can do to search for a course. I'll just show you live how to do that. So time required to complete a course, level, beginner, advanced, intermediate, any other subject topic filters. You can add many and then search so that you can find the best course that you're looking for. I told you there is video, course, and learning path. Learning path is combination of courses. So we saw a course which was 2 hours, 30 minutes earlier, right? Data structures. Now a learning path, advance your skills in Python, is 18 hours, which means in this learning path, there'll be multiple courses. So it will start from basic introduction and go all the way to advanced topic. So if you finish a learning path, it'll be very valuable because you would have, gone through the entire 18 hours and mastered the content, right? So it's like a deep dive into a particular topic. And once you finish, you can add licenses and certifications like this, right? So when was it issued? No expiration date. If they click see credential, you can see that. It will be listed alongside your other certifications from Udemy and Coursera. Right. So I'll just quickly show you the LinkedIn learning filters and then we'll close. So in this top tab, the last tab that you see here is LinkedIn learning. Top right, the last tab. When you click that, it will open a new tab. And it is showing me picks for my skill sets, right? Now, let's say I search Python, right? So if you notice, there are courses listed. Everything is like 1 hour, 4 hours, etc. These courses are all popular, 2 hours, 56 minutes, etc. But let's say if I want to deep dive into a course, I'll go to type, I'll click learning path and show result. Right? So learning path, if you notice, there is a 10-hour learning path, 19-hour learning path, 16-hour learning path. So become a Python developer. The next one is advanced your Python skills for data science. But let's say I want to start fresh in Python. I want to deep dive into that. I'll finish this 19 hours and then this 10 hours. So I'll see 19 hours, what's the plan, right? So Python for non-programmers by Nick Walter is the first course, 2 hours. Then Python Essentials by Bill Weinman, 4 hours. By Joe Marini, Python Object-Oriented Programming. Learning Python, 3 standard libraries, 2 hours, 9 minutes. So all of these courses are structured in a particular order. If you complete all of these courses, you'll get your certificate, right? And there are courses by 7 people here in this particular learning path. So when you're taking courses, I would highly suggest that you search for learning paths and not just courses, because learning paths you have 6 months on premium now. By doing a learning path, you can completely master a particular topic rather than just briefly touch upon a 2-hour course and try to, do something elsewhere, right? So all of this is free, so you might as well make the best use of it, right? Now, time to complete, you can always use it as a filter, but I would highly suggest initially don't worry too much about it, right? Once you're finished, you can add it to your skill sets. All right. So we are here at the last part, guys. So I've already showed you LinkedIn Learning. So I don't want to further discuss. So next steps, all attendees, you would have received an upgrade link. This is an individual link. It will only work once. So please don't share it with others. If it has been upgraded, you may not be reissued a new link, right? So it can only be used once. You will have access from when you click the link for 6 months. After that, your account will become a normal account. So please make sure you make the best use of this. In case you don't find it in your inbox, it would have been sent to your college email ID. So if you don't find it in your inbox, check out spam promotions. If not, I'll just share a URL which you can use to submit any issues. Okay, so I'm not finding that URL. So what I'll do is I'll direct any queries to your internship coordinator. He has that URL, maybe Vigneshwar, you can share it in the chat box. If any of you have not received the email, you need to fill a form, and folks at Face and LinkedIn will try to send you that URL. So now I'll open the forum for questions, guys. Just go to my LinkedIn page so that any questions? Doubts? You can either ask in the Q&A or the chat box. Okay, I forgot to add one more thing. Hashtags, I'll probably just quickly add. So please type your questions and doubts if you have any. So hashtags are a great way to find content, just like in any other platform. So for example, campus hiring is a recent hashtag I searched for. So any article that has been published in that hashtag will come if you search for it. So now if you want to post some content also, for example, campus hiring, my article is coming up. This was written 3 months ago, and then Leon Wilfred Francis, he has posted something. So sometimes companies who do off-campus recruitment drives, you will find the posts if you search for campus recruitment or campus recruitment related hashtags, right? Now, how to find which hashtag is good? So whenever you do hashtag based search, always check how many people are following that hashtag. So campus hiring is being followed by 4,000 people. So maybe I'll just try to do campus placement, right? So again, you click that hashtag. Campus recruitment. Campus recruitment has 5,720 followers, right? So anything above 1,000, 2,000 is good. But if something has more than 10,000 followers, maybe that's a more active hashtag. So you might want to check all the hashtags related to campus placements, campus recruitments, internships, developer internships, engineering internships, things like that. Even in jobs, if you are not able to find something very specific, just do a very specific internship search, robotics internship, right? So you can see that there is a robotics internships in Bangalore at a company called RoboG, right? Then there is a robotics internship in Bangalore in a school, in Arist Automation, etc., right? Then you can also search for biotech internship. You may not get results, but it's worth checking different keywords before and after the internship as a search word. Once you are about to graduate, let's say 8th semester, if you're looking for internships, you can even apply for direct positions. And in your application, you can say that I'll be available for 6 months full time in the 8th semester, except for exams, and I can immediately convert to full time if required. So you have to mention that throughout your 8th semester, you're available for a internship, full-time internship. So that will get companies to maybe take a bet on you and maybe give you an offer. So that this is generally how things work, right? I don't see any questions, guys. I hope this session has been useful, and I hope all of you are able to use the 6-month premium membership to its fullest potential. Thank you, Kalyan sir, Engels sir, and Vigneshwar for this opportunity. If there's anything else you'd like to add, please do.
Okay.
Thank you. All right. Thanks, everyone. Have a great night.
Thank you, Vijay. Any questions, they can write back to Vigneshwar.
Right. So you can approach your internship coordinator, whether if you have any doubts, etc. And if link doesn't work or something, please approach Vigneshwar and he'll be able to help you. Thank you guys. Thanks, Ram.
Thank you.